It's a dream. It's a dream. And I mean, it's a dream. Dreamcast. Didn't thank his fans for the donations. He didn't thank his fans. Oh, yeah. Hey, man. It's Dreamcast. I got all your cash. And my landlord's gonna fix my roof. Now, what are you really gonna do? You're upset and you ain't getting your money back. Even though that I've been faithful, the feelings that I have are ungrateful. I should have never left that party. My relationship is third party. And you know I gotta rob my girlfriend when I sell her the PS5 Slim. Cause you know how I really got the pro kids. Cause you know that your daddy when he played this. Man, I'm a scumbag when I ripped your ass. 16K for my teeth. And guess what? They went and still look the same right there. I'm gonna buy the Switch 2 on June 5th. Even though that I've been faithful, the feelings that I have are ungrateful. I should have never left that party. My relationship is third party. When I go and sell my PS5 Slim, gonna rip her off and her kids. Cause you know that daddy is the best. Cause you know they stepping on the stairs. Man, Dreamcast, why you do that? Now you hanging on the Switch. You spent $800 on a pro doing coke. Cause he doing pony dust in his nose. Even though that I've been faithful, the feelings that I have are ungrateful. I never should have left that party. I should have never went to the party. Cause you people wanna really gon' hate now. But you people wanna know you're getting paid now. All you people really know that you play now. Cause you know that you're going to get played out. Man, I'm Dreamcast. I got all my cash. 16,000 donations. And it didn't go to my teeth. You can tell, cause it looks like a Christmas wreath. Even though that you know I've been faithful, the feelings that I have are ungrateful. I should have never left that party. I'm third party in my relationship. Taking care of kids that ain't mine. But you know that ain't gonna buy some time. Do you wanna go and buy my Switch 1? I will sell it for $449.
What in the world are you possibly doing?
Here we go again, man. The rage baiting, bro. Let's not act like this man didn't spend $100 to play Indiana Jones and For Horizon early. You know, like what is up with you ponies, bro? Like I said, man, I get it. I get the criticism, but I find it so funny. The PlayStation fanboys that told people that we go out there and support our developers, now all of a sudden got a problem with it.
I'm actually confused about, for every day now, for the last week, I've been able to make a video, if not multiple videos every single day about...
Yeah, and we know why that is, because the Switch 2 is trending. Man, I kind of miss the days when everybody was there. I miss those videos. I really do. I miss them. I remember when everybody...
how they're botching the Nintendo Switch 2 with their with their weird up-priced games, with the fact that it really does seem like Nintendo does not like their audience, doesn't understand their audience.
Wow, a multi-billion-dollar company doesn't like their audience. Wow.
Yes, and I feel like today's two news stories are just confusing.
Here we
Let's
go.
talk about the fact that they have decided that the new GameCube controller release, it's getting downgraded over the standard version of the GameCube controller. More Switch 2 controllers are basically bricked for $100 price tag. Let's talk. I'm actually getting...
I mean, you guys really thought that system was going to be full backwards compatible? I mean, the fact that you, like, for example, you even have Nintendo fanboys saying, oh, well, they got a new micro SD espresso card, you know, like y'all ordering coffee. I got the Nintendo Switch 2 espresso SD. Like, bro, what are y'all talking about, man? Y'all out here paying Starbucks prices for SD cards, man. All because it says espresso at the end. That's crazy. That is no excuse as to why Nintendo couldn't use the first micro SD card. They could have used both. They could have had slots for micro SD card, right? And they could have had one for the side. They could have done that. Phones do this all the time. And you could have accessed your original catalog of games on the Switch 1 while also putting the memory size of the Switch 2 games on the Switch 2 Eternal, I guess whatever you want to call it, hard disk drive.
Frustrated. Let's get into it. Hi, hope you're having a great day. And 8 years ago, it completely took the world by storm because it was an open world Zelda. People were saying, finally, the Skyrim effect. It really showed the power of the Nintendo Switch. It was honestly...
Really? Because the game also came out on the Wii U, so I don't understand how they're going to show the power of something that had most of its development being done on the Wii U. If anything, all they did was show the testament of the Wii U's power.
Such a big, cool game with the memes.
I mean, if the Wii U can do it, then more likely the Switch can do it.
The Korok seeds and the mysteries. But after the initial release, we got a very big expansion pass with new vehicles, new characters, new lore, new extra stuff. I even have a new... Oh, who would have thought? I mean, my thing is that it is almost a standard in the entirety of the gaming industry at this point that if you're doing a remaster, a port, an upgrade, you include the content.
That's funny. Hold on. You want to go as far to say that? Okay. What about Last of Us multiplayer? You don't want to talk about that. You don't want to talk about that remake that Sony's selling that for full price without having the multiplayer of the remastered version? Do you understand how shameful it is that they didn't even include multiplayer, even though it's already available on the remastered version on PlayStation? Or how about, you know what? How about Uncharted 4 Legacy Collection? How about the fact that that's missing multiplayer? What are you talking about, bro? You want to sit there and talk about missing features? As far as I'm concerned, Sony been missing more features off their games than what you're getting with Nintendo.
Buying The Last of Us on PlayStation 3, it got some very good DLC called Left Behind. You buy the remastered edition on PlayStation 4, what does it include? Oh wait, that's right, all the DLC.
But what about the, hold on, but what about the PS5 version though? I got him. The man got caught again. I know I should have been faithful in the feeling that, you know what, it's faithful.
The fact that they just decided to basically...
What about that PS5 version? I like how he just skipped over that. This man lying on his $16,000 dentures.
Cut content.
Out here talking about cut content from a pony, bro. You hear these that's why these Nintendo dudes laughing. They're like, how you coming at us when y'all got remasters and remakes to games that are lacking content from the previous release game? What are you talking about, bro?
Literally every other game I can possibly think of. Oh, you're re-releasing Borderlands. Of course it's got the DLC. Oh, you're re-releasing Saints Row, the Saints Row collection. It includes the DLC. This is the first time I can literally ever remember where a company is taking their own game, repackaging it for full price. I truly cannot get over that. $70, and it's not including the expansion pass content. Honestly,
well, I mean, if you already bought the expansion pack, then you'll probably have a... Bro, come on, man. Like, y'all, this is ridiculous, bro. Like, is this what y'all doing, man?
The kind of stuff that it really annoys me when people try to defend it. I do see some comments where people saying, well, it's still worth it. I'm glad I'm going to buy it. To me, it's worth that upgrade. I saw this tweet by RGT85 where he says, look, man, it just boggles the mind. Now, this just came out a couple minutes ago, and everybody is still kind of reacting to it. The Nintendo Switch GameCube controller that they're releasing for the Switch 2, people are very, very, very excited for it because there is definitely a massive fan base that specifically, it definitely takes some getting used to, kind of adapting to the GameCube.
I think the analog is one of the best because it has like the 8-directional movement. I think similar to the Dreamcast, actually. That's probably what makes that controller. That's why Super Monkey Ball is by far the superior version is on the GameCube controller. Like, I will argue with anybody that says otherwise.
Controllers, funky buttons and odd placement, but once you get used to it, this is a very, very uniquely fun controller. But what they're doing is they have said officially now that the GameCube controller that you can buy for the Switch 2 doesn't work on anything except GameCube games. And again,
now, I don't know if it was like that with the N64 or all the other controllers they packaged. Now, if that is, then yes, that's kind of disappointing, you know what I mean? But also, too, let's not forget Nintendo has their own pro version of a controller. The real question is are people going to be able to take some of those old accessories and use them on the Switch too? That is crazy, bro. Like, I mean, at least with Xbox, I could take the Xbox One controller and use it as a series. PS4 and PS5 is a little different because some games, if they don't have the DualSense, they won't actually work. Like, you can play PS4 games on your PS5 with a PS4 controller, but as soon as you try to play a PS5 game with a PS4 controller, it just doesn't work. So Microsoft, yet again, is the best when it comes to compatibility in regards to cross-generation.
This controller is probably going to be $80, $90, or $100. A lot of the other Switch 2 controllers are $100 with tax.
Well, I mean, don't y'all got a $200 PlayStation 5 controller, though?
With shipping. So you're telling me that there is going to be a $100 controller, which is a re-release of a controller from 20 years ago, that is actually worse than the one from 20 years ago. Now, let me talk about why.
How is it actually worse? You can't even take the one from that. Can you take the one from the GameCube and use it? I thought they stopped that during the Wii U. Like, what are you talking about? How is it worse? The controller is the same. It's just the fact that you're only going to be able to use it for GameCube games. That's it.
That's a big deal. So, in case you haven't played Super Smash Brothers...
I mean, you're expecting Nintendo. That's like saying, oh, man, at Xbox for not supporting the original one. And the funny thing is they do have an original Xbox controller, the Duke. But I'm just saying, like, you're getting mad for Nintendo not allowing that. I mean, they probably don't feel the need for it. They got a Switch, what is it, the Switch 2 controller, Pro controller. Those things are going to have certain buttons that the GameCube controller is just not going to have. It actually kind of makes sense.
Smash Bros. Is literally the biggest fighting game of all time.
And that will more likely probably have it. I don't think Nintendo's that stupid.
But the Switch 2 version doesn't work with other games. And that's the thing.
It will more likely work with Smash Bros. Or the Smash Bros. Community will be losing it. I can guarantee. I know what you're saying right now. Maybe they not have no plans of supporting the game in the inevitable future. But I can guarantee you, okay, that's working for Smash Bros. Because if not, people going to be smashing their Nintendo Switch 2s.
All the other versions, they worked with other games. You could play indies or RPGs.
Well, that would be dependent on the company if they're willing to want to support the controller. And if a company decides to not want to use it, well, guess what? It will not be usable. No different than Nintendo Wii. How some games use the Wii remote and some games let you use the Wii remote, the nunchuck or whatever. Like I said, not all games are going to be supported the same way. It's been like this since the beginning.
Because it's your game controller. Of course, you can play.
You're expecting the GameCube controller to work for every single Switch 2 game. That's what I find ridiculous. That doesn't even make sense. That's like, oh, okay, you know what? Matter of fact, let's do this, right? Does the PlayStation 2 controller work with the PS4 and 5? It doesn't, right? I'm not saying people say, oh, games, you should use that because they reselling it. It should. But I'm just saying, if we're talking about old controllers being used on new hardware, does your PS1 and PS2 controller work on the PS4 and 5? You guys know they don't. You're playing on a controller that look like this. Cut the cap. Okay? Some games are going to use it. Some games ain't. Oh, well. It's been like that since the Nintendo Wii.
Whatever the hell you want because it's yours. I'm actually shocked by the fact that so many people are like, okay, another L for Switch. Just to recap, this is... No,
an L would be if it don't get supported with Smash Bros. Because that's what the only reason that controller even exists is for Smash Bros. I hate to say it. Y'all like, what? That's all it's for. Smash Bros. And GameCube games. That's all that controller's for. Y'all know that. Smash Bros. Players that play competitively have to have the GameCube controller. They have to. That's the only reason why that controller has lasted that long. Mostly due to Smash Bros. Now, if that controller is not usable on Smash Bros., then you'll have an argument. But I mean, the GameCube controller wasn't accessible in Breath of the Wild, not that I remember. I thought I was using Joy-Cons in the Pro controller. So this argument that you're bringing up is stupid. And I think that was through the adapter. Or was it the Wii U or something?
is overpriced. The games are overpriced. There's a button on the controller that you can't click unless you're paying a monthly fee. That's the chat.
But what about the PS5 though?
Then you actually have to pay to use
PS5
that.
Pro.
Last gen hardware, it's about as powerful as PlayStation 4, which I do think is good. Won't support your current GameCube controller. You have to pay $10 to play a better version of your old games.
I think it's more powerful than the PS4 Pro when it's docked.
And as of yet, there are still rabid Nintendo fans trying to defend this. The last week, I've been covering the eternal blunder of Nintendo quite a bit, and the love has been great. There's been tons of, tens of thousands of likes on this channel, tons and tons of new subscribers.
Yeah, and that's why you're milking it. Because when bro, we already know why you're doing it, and that's fine. Because like I said, your content, what you do is just giving everybody else laughter to make videos on you. We get it. Everybody wants to jump on the Nintendo hate bandwagon, but I'm gonna sit there and tell you that I'm coming from a perspective where let's add some rationality in this community. Like, I get it. You guys have a problem with the way Nintendo's doing things. I have no problem with that sense of criticism. But my problem stems in the fact that you guys are lying out your teeth, claiming things that we've already fully already know.
And stuff. It's been very overwhelming, but I kind of appreciate the fact that a lot of the most dedicated people in my audience are saying, I'm still excited about the Switch 2.
Well, there you go. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this video. Clearly, what you're doing, whatever you're trying to do to convey people not to buy it, clearly it ain't working, and more likely it ain't going to work with you. We'll see you on June 5th doing an unboxing, Dreamcast. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed this video. Nobody want to hear it.